Hey y'all, you want to set your child up for success? Is your child struggling with a specific subject or need help with the subject? Is your child ahead, not getting challenged enough in class? Well, IXL Learning is an online learning program that enriches your homeschool curriculum. It offers practice in math, English, language arts, science, and social studies while adapting to each child, meeting them where they are. Plus, IXL encourages students to become curious and empowers them to choose how to learn. Look, we homeschool our son. No doubt about it. He's more of a visual learner, and we use IXL, and Cindy teaches him, and there are so many different benefits to the program. It adapts to exactly what he needs in different areas. So IXL is the perfect supplement to your homeschool curriculum. IXL offers interactive practice problems, educational games, lessons, and video tutorials for every topic you're teaching at home. It's easy to use, time-saving. Everything on IXL is organized by grade, subject, topic, and subtopic, making it simple to find activities for the exact skills you're covering. IXL offers instant feedback and explanations of new topics as kids use the program. Kids can explore any topic in any grade level. They aren't forced into a single learning path like they are on other programs. If you're homeschooling your child because they were falling behind or because they were too far ahead like our son, IXL is a great program to help them get the exact support they need. Kids love IXL's positive feedback awards and educational games. IXL is trusted by 15 million students worldwide and has proven to improve performance in over 75 scientific research studies. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now. And Real Life, Real Crime listeners can get an exclusive 20% off IXL membership when they sign up today at IXL.com/today. Visit IXL.com/today to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price. And don't forget, Real Life, Real Crime listeners get 20% off. Y'all, we really do use this product, and it's been a godsend.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. And now I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free and each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney prior to and during any questioning. You can't afford one, a court will appoint one for you. You understand your rights?
Your crime spree was over, son. Yeah, you thought you had it licked, but Hitman overtone made your sugar turn to shit. Get ready, you're gonna do time. Real life, real crime.
Warning. Each episode of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast, will contain descriptions of acts of violence or of a sexual nature and are for people that are 18 years or older. Heed my warning, people. I do not get the facts of these cases off the internet or from some television show. These facts I'm retelling were presented to me by the victims of the crime or the perpetrators who committed the crimes. My descriptions of the crime scenes are what I saw with my own two eyes. If you are going to get offended, turn this podcast off now. Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast. As always, I'm your host, Woody Overton, and co-host, Jim, the Hitman Rathman. What's up, Jim?
What's going on, Woody? Good morning, everybody.
All right, so y'all...
If it's morning.
Yeah, if it's morning where you're listening or when you listen to this. We have a couple things we want to talk about before we begin today's episode. First of all, we love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your support, your continued support, and liking us and sharing us and leaving us reviews. And really on the reviews, thank y'all. We get, y'all left us a whole bunch of reviews on iTunes this week, and it helps us in that algorithm when people search for true crime podcasts. We appreciate that. And just appreciate all of you, you patron members. We appreciate your financial support. Everybody else, we appreciate you blowing us up. And we want to talk about our live show, y'all, in January. We were originally only going to do 2 nights. Actually, we were going to do 1 night. And then we decided to do 2 nights, which the 24th and the 25th, which is Friday and Saturday. And that's at the Livingston Parish Literacy and Technology Center in Walker, Louisiana. And that, y'all, if you're familiar with Walker, that's where the Southeastern Louisiana University satellite campus is also. They share the grounds together. So we want to thank those people, from the Livingston Parish Literacy and Technology Center, which is Kelly, and we had the offer from the people at Southeastern. They've already put us on their radio station and announced it, and they offered to help us with our sound support and stuff like that. And that's Crystal Hardison from Southeastern that's offered her help on that, and we appreciate them. So we, as y'all know, we put those tickets up for sale whenever it was, the night of the LSU game, and they sold out in 24 hours. Friday and Saturday night sold out. And so we kept getting tons of requests to do another night, because people were traveling for the LSU game or the Saints game, and they missed it, and they wanted more tickets. So we went back to Kelly
Jennings.
Go ahead. Kelly Jennings, and Kelly was able to make it happen, where we now have another night on Thursday, the 23rd of January, 2020, at the Livingston Parish Literacy and Technology Center in Walker. They opened up the doors for us again for that Thursday night, and the show will begin at 7 p.m. And the tickets just went on sale yesterday, and they're already 57% of them are sold. So they're probably sold out by the time y'all hear this. But if you want to see the show, get a ticket. It's going to be great. So Thursday night is actually going to be our first live ever. And it's going to be interesting. We have a good case to present, and it'll be a little crowd interaction. And Jim and I are going to stay as long as they'll let us stay and take pictures and greet everybody that's there. So everybody will get a VIP experience. Right, Jim?
Can't wait for that to happen. One of our biggest joys of doing this is being able to interact with all you fans and listeners, and we look forward to those opportunities to be able to meet you in person and shake your hand and take a picture. And it's just a lot more personable, and that's just who we are as people. So I cannot wait for that to happen. 3 days of that is really putting me in my happy place. So looking forward to that opportunity. So get your ticket if you don't have one for January 23rd. And for those of you that already have tickets on the 24th and the 25th, I cannot wait to meet you.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And y'all, it just like today or every time before we record, we have a case in mind, but it's still going to be raw and unscripted. We're not going in there. We're not rehearsing anything ahead of time or anything like that. You're going to get it just like you get it from us, on the storytelling of the cases that we worked or been involved with. So, it is going to be a requirement that if you bring a child or I guess you call them a child, a kid, under the age of 17, they have to be with their parent, and that's going to be strictly enforced because sometimes Jim just has a potty mouth, and he doesn't know Jim can't control his thoughts sometimes. Dang it, Jim. So, but anyway, I it's going to be a homicide case. We know that, a murder, and out of Livingston Parish, and it's going to be interesting. So y'all come check it out. All right. And that being said, a couple of little things we want to touch on real quick is the real life, real crime. We've grown so much and expanded every way possible. And some of our dream team moderators started the real life, real crime book club, and they already have a couple hundred members in it. And they're reviewing their first book now. It's Mine Hunter, and I'm sorry, it's not Mine Hunter. It's I was thinking, I read the show on Netflix. It's not Mine Hunter. It's the first book is Killer Across the Table by John Douglas and Mark Olshaker. And it's available on all platforms, whether you get Kindle or Amazon or whatever. So what they're doing is everybody in the group's reading the book, and then they're having discussions on it, etc. And so y'all go there. That's a new page for us, and go there and join it. Check it out. John Douglas, I know, I've read all his books. He was one of the original FBI profilers ever, the first one to ever do it. And so I've actually read this book also, The Killer Across the Table. Good book, interesting stuff. Just another kick for the true crime fans, the real life, real crime, true crime fans. And y'all go check it out. And it's sure to be interesting, and I will be partaking in it, etc. So much love to our dream team and our moderators. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And what else? At the end of today's episode, y'all stay tuned. We're going to be playing one of Toby and Shelli Tomplay's new releases, and all their information will be in the show notes, just like it was last week. Their social media, etc. So y'all stay tuned and listen to that. They're awesome. Huh, Jim?
Love them. And I'm going to be at one of their shows soon. Toby, I'm going to coordinate with you on that one because I want good seats. So
yeah,
you can take care of me on that.
Yeah, well, I told them when I get back from hunting season, it will be like groupies following them around. But I know that they put on a good live show, and so and they have great music, and they're good friends to us. But all right, so
wonderful people and extremely talented. Love what they're doing.
All right. And so one more announcement, and we just kind of came up with this, trying to think of what we could do for everybody for Christmas to show our love. And we probably should be thinking about taking off and just spending time with our families, et cetera, on Christmas. But you know what? Y'all are our families also. And we wanted to think of a gift that we could give to everyone. And so, it's kind of twofold. We have an episode which has been a smashing success, locked up for Patreon, called The Hitman. And The Hitman is where I tell the story of why I gave Jim Raffman the nickname The Hitman many, 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 many moons ago. It's a great story. We released it to Patreon, I think at the beginning of December. It's, nothing but just outrageous comments about it. And it's a pretty outrageous story. So we are going to release that for Christmas to everybody. All right. And so Merry Christmas to y'all, and you're going to enjoy it. And, you'll have a new found respect for why I call Jim the Hitman. Now, Patreon members, we locked that up for y'all, but we want to share it with everybody. But you're not, for y'all, we are going to lock up a brand new Patreon episode. Normally we only do one a month, but we're going to lock up a new one for y'all since we're releasing The Hitman to the public. on Christmas morning, you're going to have a brand new patron episode just for you, and for your patron support, because we appreciate it so much and it's vital to the success of what we do. And then again, patrons, on January 2nd, you'll get another episode. So in the next 2 weeks, you're going to get 2 new patron episodes locked up for patron members only. If you're not a patron member, go check it out. If you can't be a patron member, we totally get it. And we love you no matter what, but we want to just say Merry Christmas by giving everybody the Hitman, and then, patron members, you're going to get an extra Christmas episode. Jim?
Yeah, excited for the Hitman to get out there for everybody. It's had such great feedback from all the patron members that have heard it. So looking forward to everybody else getting that. All the questions we get about why, and it's actually, I enjoy reading all the comments because there's so many different variations to why of the Hitman, but you will soon find out next week. And we're happy to be able to give that to you guys. But you Patreon members, we really appreciate your love and support. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to make this possible. So thank you very much. And, you'll look forward to 2 great episodes.
Right. Yep. And so Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to everyone. If we don't talk to you or see you or, whatever, we wish you and your families the best. And I hope you have a wonderful time, and we'll be like Chevy Chase on my favorite movie of all time, Christmas Vacation. We'll be the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the North Pole, whatever he says. Nobody's leaving, God damn it. We're going to be the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the whatever. But anyway, I hope your holiday goes better than his did, than Clark Griswold's did on Christmas Vacation. So.
The lights aren't twinkling, Clark.
Yeah, no, I make my family watch that every year. I know every line too. Great movie. So, all right, now, I think we covered all that stuff. Well, Jim, real quick, because this is pre-roll, and you know what, this is our show, and we should be able to talk about whatever the hell we want to. Let's talk about Instagram and YouTube and all that, and then we're going to start. Y'all, we're getting it out of the way now because the episode is just going to be fucking tough to hear. But go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, well, we have Instagram. You can follow us there. Real Life, Real Crime. Or you can follow me, Jim_Rathman, or Overton Woody. So those are our Instagram accounts. Go on there, give us a follow. We'll follow you back. We look forward to corresponding with you there. We put live videos on there, updates, start adding photos, and so on. Facebook can only reach so far. So we're moving on over to Instagram, and we're also going to be working on a YouTube channel. So once that is up and running and available, we'll be able to put episodes and different things that we're doing up on the YouTube channel. So be looking for that here in the near future. Should hopefully have that up and running sometime in January for you guys to be able to follow that as well.
Right.
So appreciate it, and thank you for the follows.
And we have a YouTube channel now, and all our episodes are on there, but we'd got away from it for a while we grew Facebook, et cetera, but we're going to blow that bitch up come January. And by that, I mean, we're going to be on there almost every day, commenting on different things. It's not just going to be episodes. We're going to, like, if there's a mass shooting somewhere or whatever we feel like talking about, we're going to get on there, together or separate or whatever. And there'll be a lot of content going on there because people want more of us, more, of course, more stories and stuff, but more lives. I mean, every time we do a live, it's a huge success. So we're going to start doing.
And some of the content we'll be able to put on there also is going to be, because we get a lot of questions. You guys submit a lot of questions to us, and we love that. So there might be something that's set in, and I might be able to go, wow, or Woody, and be like, wow, we could sit here and literally talk about this for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and we may just go on YouTube and just sit there and talk about it. So keep the questions coming, because that just gives us ideas and abilities to go on there and be able to talk to you guys about it. But instead of it just being over a podcast, you can actually see our face.
Yeah.
So we're excited about it.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting new venue. And y'all, I want to make this clear. We are certainly, we appreciate each and every one of y'all, and we're certainly open to constructive criticism. All right. And, we're always trying to improve, and everything like that. But, rudeness and constructive criticism are two different things. And we don't have to go into it, but I'm just telling you, please, like y'all, we've improved the audio, and we're going to continue to improve stuff like that. But send us your comments and constructive criticism, and certainly we're going to evaluate it. If there's ways that we can improve, there may be some stuff that we're doing wrong that we don't know that we're doing wrong. But I can tell you one thing we're not doing wrong is whatever we put out, because it's our podcast, and whether it's we tell a story of an old case that we worked, or whether we are going to take on a new cold case, whatever, guess what? It's our show. That's not going to change. All right. But you're going to get a mixture of everything. But if there's something, that you don't like or whatever, let us know, and we'll address it if we can and if we choose to.
Yeah. I mean, please just submit it to us. Whether you want to private message us is probably the best way. However you want to deliver it, constructive criticism's fine. We're perfectly fine with that. Look, you guys have heard a lot of the other podcasts, or you like certain things. You may have some great ideas of how it makes us better. We're happy to listen to that. We're happy to evaluate what it is that we're doing. Customer feedback is incredibly important. We're all for it.
Right.
But we're certainly not shitting on our fan base.
Right.
That's not constructive. That's complete opposite.
Yeah.
So, please give us the feedback. We'd love to hear it. We're willing to improve. We try to put out content that reaches everyone. We get requests to do, police shootings. We get requests for, whether it's a botched investigation to, the extreme cases that we've put out before. We try to reach everybody. So just because this week or next week may not be the exact thing you want, trust me, we're coming around to you.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff to give you guys. It's getting there. I promise you.
Yeah. We have so much stuff coming up, and a lot of it is different. And a lot of it's going to be great cases that we worked, and a lot of it's going to be stuff that's going to blow your mind. So back to the last thing I want to say on the constructive criticism part, all about it. And we always have been. And I'm just using the sound for example, that, when we get complaints about it, when we improve it, we're not sound guys, but at the same time, I'm a Christian. I'm not a pacifist. All right. And if you punch me, I'm gonna punch you back. So if somebody said something and I gave you a go F yourself response, well, that's just the way Woody Overton rolls. I mean, you're not going to slap me in the face with your dick and me not punch you back in the mouth. It's just not going to happen. But in the future, if you're an asshole and you're not being constructive, and I mean, I'm just going to delete you. I'm not going to put up with it anymore. All right. It's a waste of our time and our energy. So please, constructive criticism. Yeah, if you want to be an asshole, do it in private messenger, and we can be assholes to each other there. But it's got no place on the crew page, etc. Do not mind constructive criticism, but if you're going to be an asshole, I'm going to be an asshole. Sorry, Jeff.
All right, well, let's get on with today's case. It's definitely going to be emotional. It's going to be tough. So we're glad we got those things out of the way. There's a big, Woody gives the warning in the beginning of the show. I would advise you to take it seriously, because today's content is going to be something.
All right. Today we are going to do an update on Dennis, or we call him Denny, and Cynthia Perkins. And we were going to do it yesterday, but turns out there's another suspect in the case, and we were hoping they would make their arrest before we released it, but they haven't done it yet. But we'll get to that. There's a reason. Okay, originally today was going to be a hotline episode where you the listeners call in your questions or type them in, etc. And then the news, they finally came out with the indictments against Denny and Cynthia, the Perkins, day before yesterday. And of course, we have a huge fan base where we're from, and that's a big case in Louisiana. Now it's a national news case, but we've got lots. Go to our crew page and look. I mean, how many posts and stuff are done about it. And so what we want to do is inform you exactly what each charge means under Louisiana law. So there's no more speculation about it, because there's a lot of misinformation that y'all are doing in your post on the crew page, et cetera. And I get that. You just don't know. I mean, we did it for a living. We had to know the law. So we want to go through that. It's going to be tough. Be tough to hear. It's a horrible case, and it's, they're monsters, no doubt about it. But we're going to do that. And the hotline questions that we got, or that we received, that deal with him and her, Dennis and Cynthia, we're going to answer those. The rest of your hotline questions, I promise you, we are going to do a hotline, because y'all gave us so many. We're going to do a special hotline episode where we answer all those. Okay? Jim, you there?
Sound like a plan. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So, let me explain real quick how it works. Jim, I can hear like some wind or background noise in your car. How it works is like this. They got arrested originally, and on probable cause warrants. Okay. A probable cause warrant is when a law enforcement officer has probable cause to make an arrest and they take a warrant to a judge and get it, they swear it out and they get it signed. Probable cause is 50% plus one. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt. A lot of times probable cause arrests most of the time, probable cause arrests are made while the investigation is continued. It was done. So in this case, when they were first arrested, the Attorney General's office has been working nonstop on the case. And like they said, they have a mountain of evidence to go through, and that's what they've been doing. So what they've done is they've gone through it, and then they presented it to a grand jury. Now, why do you take it to a grand jury? There's 150 charges at this time against them. If you take it to the grand jury, then the grand jury returns a true bill, a bill of indictment saying proceed with the case. There's enough evidence here on these charges for you to proceed. Then that cuts out having to go to court on each of the 150 charges and have what we call probable cause hearings. Now, if I arrest you on a probable cause warrant, which I take to the judge and get signed on my own word, right? The judge signs that I arrest you, then the defense is going to have a probable cause hearing where you have to take the stand in open court, be sworn in, and you have to testify about what it is that led you to get probable cause, et cetera. And then the judge has to rule in open court on the record whether or not you've had probable cause to make that arrest, right? And the defense can question you about it and try to trick you up and get it thrown out, et cetera. I've never lost a probable cause hearing, but in this case, I understand the magnitude of it. Also some of the serious charges, the first degree rapes, eventually would have had to go to a grand jury anyway, on a case that serious. So what they did, they arrested them originally, got them where they couldn't hurt any more babies, or do any other sick shit that they're doing. And while they did that, the AG's office and everybody's working on this monster of a case, which is so sensitive because of the victims, and our hearts go out to the victims and their families. So they build it up, they take it to the grand jury returns the indictment. Now what we're going to do now, Jim is going to read the actual grand jury indictment, the bill of indictments against them. We're going to read all 150 charges of them. Some of them we're going to be able to lump into one group because there's so many, but we want you as the listener to understand and know exactly what each one of them means. Joe?
All right, so these indictments are for Dennis Wallace Perkins and Cynthia Thomas Perkins. Count one. On April 5th, 2019, the defendant committed first-degree rape in violation of Louisiana revised statutes titled 1442A4 and A5, and that he engaged in oral sexual intercourse with juvenile victim 1, a child under the age of 13, by forcing the mouth of the victim onto the genitals of the offender, with the assistance of Cynthia Thompson Perkins, without lawful consent of the victim, and whereby 2 or more offenders participated in the act.
Okay. I'm going to define it for you. The 1442 used to be what, years ago it was just straight aggravated rape. But they've changed the title of it to this first degree rape. For rape, y'all, it's penetration, no matter how slight, of a body orifice, whether it's your mouth or your anus, if you have a vagina, if you're female. So it doesn't matter if they put an inanimate object in you or their penis or whatever. So on this count, what they're saying is Denny made a child under the age 13 or younger perform oral sex on him, and that Cynthia Perkins assisted, however it is, and you can only imagine, right? But she had hands on literally in getting the kid to do this. Okay, go ahead, Jim.
All right, count 2. Between May 20th, 2019 and May 21st, 2019, the defendant committed first-degree rape in violation of Louisiana Revised Statute 1442A4 and A5, and that he engaged in vaginal sexual intercourse with juvenile victim 1, a child under the age of 13, with the assistance of Cynthia Thompson Perkins, without lawful consent of the victim, and whereby 2 or more offenders participated in the act.
All right, so again, penetration, no matter how slight, and this time he used his penis, and Cynthia Perkins assisted, however she assisted, whether she held the child down or she held Denny's penis while it was going in and out, whatever, we don't know. But you better believe that she assisted in some way, whether she, held the kid down or who knows. But let me throw this in there. All the shit's on video, y'all. This is how they know about it, and the charges. This is not, I'm not saying that they haven't interviewed the victim forensically and got,
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glace, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had. Hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore, because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC. The victim statement to back it up, but every one of these counts, they recorded it, and almost is on the profile of the preferential offender, which is what they are. The almost important for them to commit the heinous act is for them to record it. And that's just a part of the sickness of it. And that, whether they watch it back to masturbate to later on or whatever, or if they never watch it again ever, it's just, they feel compelled to record it. Go ahead, Jim.
All right. So count 3. On or about June 20th, 2019, the defendant committed attempted first-degree rape in violation of Louisiana Revised Statutes Title 1427 and 1442A4 and A5, and that having the specific intent to commit the crime of first-degree rape with the assistance of Cynthia Thompson Perkins by means of vaginal sexual intercourse with juvenile victim 1, a child under the age of 13, without lawful consent of the victim, and where 2 or more perpetrators participate in the act, he performed an act for the purpose of and tending directly toward the accomplishing of his object.
All right. So, y'all, 1427 is when this Louisiana Revised Statute 1427 is the attempt to do anything. It could be attempted murder. It could be attempted rape. Whenever you hear 1427 in front of another charge, that means attempt. And, that could be anything. I mean, that they tried to do it by getting the child's clothes off and the child couldn't do it. Whatever reason, the attempt is, in Louisiana, there is no, I don't want to say this. But it doesn't matter. The attempt, 1427 is the attempt, 1442 is the aggravated rape. So they attempted to rape this child. And if y'all noticed, everyone he's read thus far say juvenile victim number 1. Now, in a case like this, you're never going to name the juveniles ever. They normally, what they used to do is, or for court proceedings, they would use the juvenile's initials to their names. But I guess in this case, they don't even want to release that. And they're going to protect the victims at all costs, and rightfully so, and the victims' families. But thus far, the rapes and the bill of indictments have all been against juvenile 1. Go ahead, Jim.
All right. So count 4. On or about April 3rd of 2019, the defendant committed first-degree rape in violation of Louisiana Revised Statute 1442A4, and that he engaged in oral sexual intercourse with juvenile victim 1, a child under the age of 13, by touching the genitals of the offender upon the mouth or tongue of the victim and without the lawful consent of the victim.
Okay. Again, we have juvenile 1, and it's oral sex, or it's not sex, it's oral rape, I guess you would say. And, y'all notice the time frame that these are all recent, right? I mean, what was the date on that one, Jim?
That was April 3rd of 2019.
Yeah. The one before that was May. So, and again, this is all on video and sick fuckers. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, it's disgusting. All right, here's another one. Count 5. On or about May 21st, 2019, the defendant committed sexual battery of a child under 13 in violation of Louisiana Revised Statutes 1443 1C2, and that he engaged in the intentional touching of the genitals of the offender by the victim or by the defendant with the assistance of Cynthia Thompson Perkins, forced the hand of juvenile victim 1, a child under the age of 13, to touch the defendant's penis while he engaged in vaginal intercourse with Cynthia Thompson Perkins. When both offenders are 17 years of age or older.
All right. So that's so fucking sick. The sexual battery, y'all, a battery in the state of Louisiana, for those of you outside of Louisiana, it's reversed. That Louisiana is under the Napoleonic Code of Law. In Louisiana, a battery is an unwanted touching. Okay. And everywhere else in the United States, a battery is the threat. In Louisiana, assault is the threat. Everywhere else in the country, assault is the unwanted touching. So I want to clarify that first of all. So what this charge is saying is that they made the juvenile hold Denny's penis while he was having sex with Cynthia. I mean, it's what it is. I mean, it's fucking sick. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah. Count 6. On or about May 21st, 2019, the defendant committed sexual battery of a child under 13 in violation of Louisiana Revised Statutes 1443 1C2, and that he engaged in the intentional touching of the genitals of juvenile victim 1, a child under the age of 13, whereby the defendant, with the assistance of Cynthia Thompson Perkins, inserted his fingers into the genitals of juvenile victim 1 when both offenders are 17 years of age or older. All
right. Then the battery is the unwanted or unlawful touching. Sexual part is for it to be sexual battery, it pretty much has to be skin on skin. So, and it spells it out there for you. Basically, he was attempting to finger or use his hands on the victim's vagina. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, we're only on count 7. I'm already sick to my stomach. On or about June 20th of 2019, the defendant committed sexual battery of a child under 13 in violation of Louisiana Revised Statutes 1443 1C2, and that he engaged in the intentional touching of the genitals of the offender by the victims, whereby the defendant, going to another page, with the, going to another page. With the assistance of Cynthia Thompson Perkins, forced the hand of juvenile victim 1, a child under the age of 13, to hold the defendant's penis when both offenders are 17 years of age or older.
All right. Same thing. Obviously, this poor sweet baby, juvenile 1, victim 1, is being forced right up in the middle of all the sex that they're having, and therefore being raped and batteries being committed against her. I mean, what kind of sick fucks do that? And again, y'all, this is not speculation. This is not hearsay. This is videotape evidence. Go ahead, Jim.
All right, here we go. Count 8. On or about June 20th of 2019, defendant committed video voyeurism in violation of Louisiana Revised Statute 14283 A1, A, and B4, and that he used a camera, videotape, photo-optical, photoelectric, or any other image recording device for the purpose of observing, viewing, photographing, filming, or videotaping a person, juvenile victim 1, a child under the age of 13, without the consent of the victim, to the specific instance of observing, viewing, photographing, filming, or videotaping for a lewd and lascivious purpose, and with the intention of arousing or gratifying the sexual desires of the offender.
All right. Video voyeurism is basically when you, if there wasn't a juvenile, let's say it was an adult, that's when you tape someone, usually without their knowledge, but when you tape video, it doesn't matter if it's by, it can be any type of electronic means, and you taping it and you using it for your sexual pleasure. I mean, I don't know if they made the child masturbate in front of the camera or whatever. Who knows what the fuck they did, but that's what video voyeurism is. That's the actual act of them doing it for their own, with the sexual gratification part. I would imagine there's some type of audio where he's talking about it while he's doing it. Probably, I don't want to do too much speculation, but for them to prove the video voyeurism, he has to be doing it for his own sexual gratification. So he's either masturbating or he said something that's on that tape that brings up that charge. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I've had video voyeurism charges in the past. It was just, like a hidden camera recording the act with somebody to watch it later. All right, so count 9 is the same charge, one we just stated, which is on or about April 23rd of 2019. The defendant committed video voyeurism in violations of Louisiana Revised Statutes 14283, A1A and B4, and that he used a camera, video, tape, photo-optical, photoelectric, or any other image recording device for the purpose of observing, viewing, photographing, filming, or videotaping a person, juvenile victim 1, a child under the age of 13, without the consent of the victim, to the specific instance of observing, viewing, photographing, filming, or videotaping for a lewd and lascivious purpose, and with the intention of arousing or gratifying sexual desires.
All right, let's do this, because we're going to get into some repeat charges from now on. If we've already covered one, like a sexual battery or whatever, give the date, and you can skip over the statutes and reading it if we've already explained it. Otherwise we're going to be here for 10 years going through 150 of them. But what it is, again, y'all, another charge of video voyeurism, just like we explained. And the main thing on these repeat charges, listen to the dates. This is like a daily occurrence. I mean, this is an often thing that this baby's going through, because of them. Go ahead, John.
All right, count 10. May 25th, 2019, the defendant committed first-degree rape, and that he engaged in vaginal sexual intercourse with adult victim 1 with the assistance of Cynthia Thompson Perkins without the lawful consent of the victim, whereby 2 or more offenders participated.
Okay, so now we have an adult victim 1. So they raped her. I don't know. I don't know if they drugged her or raped her, or they tied him up and raped him. Who knows? But it was it forcible rape, Jim, or what was the charge?
That's a first-degree rape.
First-degree rape. Well, then they had to do something pretty bad. It's an adult victim. I mean, they had to. I don't know if it.
I'm not going to speculate. There's many reasons why.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, but usually, y'all on the juvenile ones, what makes it to that high level is the age, 13 or under, and if they have the same thing for elderly people at past a certain age, it makes it an aggravated circumstance. But for it to be a straight up adult, it had to be something pretty bad. to be first degree. But go ahead, Jim.
So count 11, which is May 25th, 2019, is another video voyeurism charge. And that is of an adult victim 1.
All right. So we got the same adult victim that they raped. They videoed it. That's a shocker. Damn it, man. Go ahead.
Count 12, and this is dated November 8th of 2014. So we're rewinding 5 years. Where it's a first-degree rape charge, and that he engaged in vaginal sexual intercourse with adult victim 2, with the assistance of an as yet unidentified adult female perpetrator, without the lawful consent of the victim, and whereby 2 or more offenders participated in the act.
All right, we're going to talk about this one. And Jim, at the end, when you're reading it at the end, your audio is cut down just a little bit. I don't know if you're moving away from the mic or whatever. But okay, so let's hit the pause button for a second. First of all, we're going back to 2014. Secondly, it's adult victim number 2, and thirdly, there is a unidentified. Did it say female suspect? Yeah.
Yes, it's an adult. What says adult victim 2?
No.
It's also vaginal sexual intercourse with adult victim 2, so it's going to be a female.
No. It said an unidentified suspect.
Unidentified adult female perpetrator.
Female. Okay. So what we have is another arrest coming. And this is what we were waiting on. They're going to find out who that chick is. And there's a lot of speculation and everything that people are covering it up because it's going to be a deputy or whatever. I don't know. I seriously doubt that. Or, I mean, the attorney general's office doesn't give a fuck if it's a Livingston Parish deputy or a state trooper or whatever. They're going to arrest them. Probably it's some crack whore that Denny got to participate with it. I don't know. But they raped adult victim number 2, and then there will be a third person getting arrested. I can only imagine what this bitch is going to say, cause you better believe she's going to flip on them. But anyway, I don't believe that it's somebody. Do not believe that they are holding back this person's identity for any other reason than they simply don't know who it is yet. And you're going back 5 years. This person might be dead or whatever. I don't know. Go ahead, Jim.
All right, count 13. On or about November 8th of 2014, the defendant committed video voyeurism, which
same thing again.
Was to adult victim 2.
Same. Without
the consent of the victim.
Same thing. So basically they're raping them and they're videotaping, the adults. If it was a kid, it would be child pornography unless, well, I don't want to speculate, but go ahead. So we're still 5 years ago, victim 2, video voyeurism on top of the rape.
So here's a new one that everybody learned as of recent here. So between June 1st, this is count 14. Between June 1st of 2019 and June 18th of 2019, the defendant committed sexual abuse of an animal in violation of the Louisiana Revised Statutes 1489-3A1 and A7, and that he knowingly and intentionally engaged in sexual contact with an animal, to wit, a dog, and filmed, distributed, or possessed pornographic images of the sexual contact with said animal. Okay.
On this one, and I know this one, I read through them yesterday. Cynthia is not charged with this one. Only Denny was. So not only is he a baby raper, he's a dog fucker. And I mean, I guess at this point, nothing should shock us. But it just goes to show you back to how we told y'all about Evil Dick, ED. That literally his name, the name they gave to him because he would stick his dick in anything. And, but of course, way back then, y'all were talking 20 years ago that, it was just nasty bitches that he was being with. But I I mean, we've worked a lot of animal sex cases.
I had one just pop up on a video.
And I know we've worked a lot of them. I guess it's just another punch to the gut when it's somebody that we knew or we thought we knew so well. So it's somebody that we worked with every day, and he's fucking a dog. I don't know what to say about that. Go ahead.
There really isn't much else you can say about it. All right, so count 15. Between May 1st, 2018 and February 28th of 2019, the defendant committed mingling of harmful substances in violation of Louisiana Revised Statutes 1438-1, and that he intentionally mingled a harmful substance of matter with any food or drink with the intent that the same should be taken by a human being to his or her injury by ejaculating on various pastries and into bottles of energy drink, which were subsequently ingested by unsuspecting victims.
All right, so let's talk about this. That's where everybody knows the rumors about the cupcakes and the pedophores or whatever. Denny beating off and putting his jizz in the batter, and then she takes it and serves it to the kids. Horrible. I did this for so many years and worked so many horrible cases. And I just have never, ever heard of anybody doing that. And in all my whole career. Now, let me talk to you about the kids are bad enough. The whole sports drink thing, you want to know why you hadn't heard about it before now? Because who did Denny hang out with? Cops. And Denny, was always big in the physical fitness, et cetera. And I can tell you, being on the SRT team, they carry around, I'm not saying this happened, but I'm just talking to you about it. Being the head of the SRT team, he's responsible like for the SWAT trucks and stuff like that. And when you go out on call outs and stuff like that, you got to stay hydrated. I do not imagine that you're going to get an adult victim. They know who they are, that they've gotten sports drinks from Denny. But if I got one from them and that I drank his sperm, I'm not trying to get up on the witness stand, and I want to kill him. And if I ever get a chance, I will, but I'm not going to put myself in the damn media for it. Not when he's got 6,000 years worth of other charges. What, Jim?
I'm disgusted by that.
I mean, let's talk about that because that's just so what kind of dark mind thinks, well, have my wife whip up a batch of pedophores and cupcakes, and I'm a masturbate into them. Now here, y'all, there's a video of it. It's not speculation. There's video of it, and that's how they're able to narrow down the potential victims on the days by confirming the days that she went to work and et cetera. And they supposedly talked about it. I think I'm going to puke.
This goes along with, I remember a couple months ago we did an episode where we talked about some of the sexual deviant behavior in people, whether, sleeping with a guy with the flies and a dead deer. Just some of the sick, twisted, disgusting things. Denny is aroused by doing this, which is disgusting. I mean, I have never in my life heard of something such as this with pastries and drinks, but he's actually sexually aroused by this.
He gets off on it. He gets off on it. I can tell you the psychology behind it a little bit. He gets the more sicker and outside the norm of the act that he commits, the more he gets off on it. Whether that's raping babies, fucking a dog, jacking off into cupcakes, jacking off into your partner's sports drink. Are you thirsty? You been out there putting your life on the line. Here, I got a cold drink for you. And watching them drinking it, slamming it down, and they're like, and in his mind, right then he's got an erection, or he's going to jack off to that later on. That's how sick it is. Just unbelievable. They honestly, fucker deserves execution just for that. But go ahead, let's do another one, Joe.
Oh, all right. Count 16. Between May 1st, 2018 and March 31st, 2019, the defendant committed obscenity in violation of Louisiana Revised Statutes 14106A1, and that he exposed his genitals while in a vehicle in places open to the public view with the intent of arousing sexual desire, or which appeals to other people. It's offensive.
Sum it up, he's riding around videotaping himself with his dick out. Whether anybody actually saw it or not, we don't know. That's what that charge is. They say there's a videotape of him riding around with his tool out because he's sick. That's all he thinks about. Sex drives him 24 hours a day. And I'm sure he didn't own a vehicle. I'm sure he was riding around in his unmarked unit with his tool out, videotaping himself, laughing at everybody, thinking, I'm supposed to be this cop, and I got them all fooled. But let's roll with the next one.
All right, so this is count 17, so this is where it changes a little bit, y'all. On or about May 9th of 2019, and while acting in Livingston Parish, the defendant committed production of pornography involving juveniles in violation of Louisiana Revised Statutes 1481. Point 1, A1, and E4A, and that the defendant, who is over the age of 17, intentionally produced an electronic visual representation of pornography involving juveniles depicting a sexual performance involving juvenile victim. 2, a child under the age of 17 at the time that the visual representation was created. The electronic visual representation referenced in this court is mutually exclusive of any other visual representation charged in any other count of this indictment.
All right. So you got juvenile victim number 2, and they got juvenile victim number 2 to perform some type of sex act. Can't perform a sex act. It's rape, y'all. If I say sex act, I'm not being insensitive by not saying rape. It is what it is. It's rape, naturally. But so Denny and Cynthia videotaped another kid in some type of sexual thing, whether they're naked, masturbating, whatever it may be. But it's child pornography. Pornography, it means that they didn't just have her in a bathing suit or something like that. It's something sexual on the juvenile victim number 2 that they produced, an electronic recording that they produce. Go ahead, Joe.
Count 18, between April 1st of 2019 and July 31st of 2019, another charge of production of pornography involving juveniles, where this one's pornography involving juveniles depicting a sexual performance involving juvenile victim 1, a child under the age of 13 at the time that the visual representation was created.
Another separate video of a kid being raped in some way, or them making the fuck it. I'm just about to puke. It's back to juvenile victim number 1. Let's do the next one.
So the next one's going to repeat itself. There's numerous charges, and I'm going to
let's do it like that. Just if it changes from juvenile 1 or juvenile 2, so let's do just like what you were going to say. You're going to do read the charge, and then you can read the date, read the charge, and then just make sure it's not another victim besides juvenile 1 or 2 at the end of it. Okay.
Right. So as we move on here with counts 19, counts 20, the dates are April 1st, 2019 and July 31st, 2019, which is a production of pornography involving juveniles under the age of 13. It continues for count 21, counts 22, counts 23, all the dates are still the same. Count 24, count 25, count 26, still dealing with the same juvenile victim 1 under the age of 13. Count 27 is the same. Count 28 is the same. 29. Let's see. Count 30, count 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. All the same dates between April 1st, 2019 and July 31st of 2019 involving juvenile victim 1. 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, all involving victim 1, juvenile under the age of 13. Continues to be 44, 45, 46. Disgusting. 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53.
Yeah,
54,
each number he's reading off, I want you to put it in your mind, each number that he's reading off is a separate time these babies got raped. And between these, and it's proven, it's on video. So it's not just a number. Each number he reads off, they raped a kid and videotaped it. Go ahead, Jim.
So I'm continuing on here from those numbers. I'm all the way up.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gifts to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. Hey y'all, let me tell you about Mochi. Mochi is a telehealth platform that connects patients seeking medication-based weight loss treatment with board-certified doctors and dietitians to help them determine the best treatment options to accomplish that goal. Mochi's program is completely virtual, meaning you can access their services anywhere in the United States, and you will be meeting with their team online. You deserve doctors that listen. Mochi is dedicated to providing holistic, patient-centered care that prioritizes overall well-being with the goal of transforming how weight management is approached. Mochi Health takes a holistic approach to weight loss that includes visit with board-certified doctors, nutrition consultations, and medications delivered to your door. Science-backed medications including GLP-1s like Ozempic and generic compound versions, affordable and accessible.
regardless of insurance coverage. With Mochi, their dietitians work hand in hand with your medication to create personalized nutrition plans that fit your lifestyle. Reach your weight loss goals with science-backed, FDA-approved GLP-1 medications and support from real doctors and guidance from registered dietitians and help with making easy and sustainable changes to achieve results. Y'all have seen this. My wife has done it. My brother-in-law has done it. One of my best friends is doing it, and it really is an amazing process that works. So get started at joinmochi.com and use code RLRC to receive $40 off. That's join, JOINMOCHI.com, and use code RLRC to receive $40 off and let Mochi help change your life.
To count 61, and it's still the same, where it's production of pornography involving juveniles dated between April 1st of 2019 to July 31st of 2019, involving juvenile victim 1 who is under the age of 13. Count 62, count 63, 64, 65, 66, all the same. 67, 68, 69, 70, and 71, 72, 73. It continues, y'all. It just keeps going.
So
let's see, all the way to count 77. Now count 78 changes back between May 10th, 2019 and June 29th of 2019. The defendant committed possession of pornography involving juveniles. Visual representations of pornography involving juveniles, each depicting a sexual performance by one or more children under the age of 17 years at the time that the electronic visual representation was produced. The electronic visual representations referenced in the count are mutually exclusive of any other visual representation charged in any other count.
hey, was that possession or production?
That's possession. All the
Okay.
rest was production. This is the only one count of possession of pornography involving juveniles, and that's dated between May 10th of 2019 to June 29th.
I thought that a little bit strange when I read it. Denny is only charged with one count of possession. The rest of it is production. Now, the pedophiles, when they get on the dark net and they post the stuff, and usually they have to swap stuff out to get other porn. So it sounds like from all the charges that he didn't give a shit about viewing anybody else's porn. He just wanted to produce it and get it out there, which is just a whole new level of sickness. Or he had a stash somewhere that they didn't find. But go ahead, Jim.
So those were the end of Denny Perkins' charges, or Dennis Wallace Perkins' charges, up to count 78. We now switch over to Cynthia Thompson Perkins.
And I don't think
her charges.
I think that hers are almost identical, Jim. You can correct me if I'm
They
wrong.
are.
So it's the same thing, except for I don't think she had the possession charge.
She didn't have the animal charge either.
Oh yeah, the animal charge and the possession charge. And did she have the co-mingling of harmful substances? I mean, she's the one that distributed it.
I'm actually looking at that here. So that's count
distributed.
89, which is between May 1st of 2018 and February 28th of 2019. The defendant committed mingling of harmful substances. I'm not going to read the statutes. You already read it before. And that she intentionally aided and abetted Dennis Wallace Perkins in mingling a harmful substance of matter with any food or drink, with the intent that the same should be taken by a human being to his or her injury.
Wow, that's just crazy, man. I would bet that, I mean, she knew about the dog charge if she didn't video it herself for him. Probably hard for him to screw a dog and videotape it himself. I don't know. But yeah, there you go. There's your charges. There's your explanations of exactly what they mean or what they possibly could mean. But so you don't have to speculate anymore. There it is. But you can bet your ass there's more charges coming. And I think, I know that they're going for the maximum sentence other than the death penalty. They're going for the maximum sentence, and it's over 6,000 years of sentencing that they're going to bring down on them when they can find them guilty. Now, Cynthia's lawyer is saying that the story is going to be all different. Well, whatever. Denny's lawyer fucking quit and or is trying to get off the case because he's saying, well, I can't agree upon a defense with my client, which I can imagine Denny isn't being reasonable, to say the least. So I'm gonna throw this is speculation, but you can believe one fucking thing. They haven't even been arraigned on these charges yet, y'all. They have to stand now in open court. When you get indicted by the grand jury, that true bill is filed. Now they have to have a day in court where they're going to read off each one of the charges in detail to them, and they have to answer guilty or not guilty to each one of those charges. All right. Denny Perkins doesn't want to go stand in front of the courtroom and say guilty or not guilty. But if it makes it to that point and he somehow doesn't go away, which would be the best thing for everybody, I'm looking for a scorched earth policy and for his defense. But I think whatever in his twisted mind that he's trying to say now, the defense attorney's like, fuck that. I'm not doing that. You know, I'm not going up there. Either the defense attorney and you would just be a blatant outright lie, or whatever. But you can believe Denny Perkins got something up. If he doesn't off himself, he's got something up his sleeve and he's going to burn the fucking town down. So like that, it's going to be bad.
I think when they find this other person from 5 years ago, I think it's going to bring a whole new slew of charges where there's going to be more victims that'll be identified, more evidence that's going to come out. It's going to get nasty.
Yeah, well,
more nasty than it already is.
Because he thinks he's smarter than God himself. If this shit ever goes to trial, if he doesn't kill himself and it ever goes to trial, you better believe anything that he has on anybody in their entire life, he's going to burn their ass down. And because in his mind, you know, he's smarter than everybody else. He's going to beat this shit. So I don't know. That's
yeah. Well, sure, the other prisoners got a different kind of beating mind.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the sad part of it is the damn victims and their families, and juvenile 1, juvenile 2, adult 1, adult 2, and all the different pornography counts. It's just horrific, and and all the kids that ate the stuff she cooked, and all the dudes that drank the sports drinks. Geez Louise. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, all my years, and I know it makes it more personal for me because our history, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's not over by a long shot. If he goes through with this, he's going to blow some shit up. And so I wish he wouldn't, man. I really wish. And we pray for the victims and their families. That's the main thing.
I feel so bad for the victims. I feel so bad for the families and what they've got to go through. And, you know, they're going to have to keep reliving this over and over. And I just hope they don't have to keep reliving this, and that at some point or another, they're going to be able to move on from this and get some sort of healing. I mean, those poor babies, I'm sick to my stomach, and I'm angry and I'm frustrated that someone can do this to somebody else.
Yeah. And
a person that was given power and trust was able to do this. I mean, talk about a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
I'm truly disgusted, and will continue to pray for all the victims and their families, because what y'all are going through is unimaginable. I can't believe it, and I'm so damn disgusted.
Murder by you times infinity for Dennis and Cynthia Perkins. Murder by you. Now, y'all, we said we were going to take some of the questions on Dennis and Cynthia. I know one that was repeated several times, Jim, was the people are asking, patron members were asking, when a cop gets busted for something like this, does that go back and make them automatically review or all their past convictions in cases that they were involved in, et cetera? Now, I got that question, I think, at least 3 or 4 separate times in different variations of the wording, but absolutely not. If he got caught planting dope on someone, then yes, that they'll go back and review all his dope cases. If he had got caught perjuring himself on the stand about something, yes, they can go back and review his cases. But this is in his private life, and they're not going to go back and review. I mean, he used to work dope in the inn, and he was in regular detectives for a while. We worked in regular detectives, and we worked child sex cases together. But there's nothing in the bill of indictment that says anything about what he has or hasn't done in his law enforcement career that puts any jeopardy on his cases, other than he's a nasty fuck. So that the answer to that is no. Do you agree, Jim? Jim?
I agree. I agree with you. None of this has to do with narcotics work that I'm aware of at this point anyway. So I don't think they're going to go back and review any of the previous cases. Just like what he said, I don't think there's anything on the stand that they're going to impeach him for from previous cases. So I think those won't be covered. This is definitely his private life, something that nobody else knew about until it all came about for all of us to know in October.
Right. And it's even, I mean, if there was something in the video where he was talking about he did something shady in a case, yes, they would go back and review it, and they would have to disclose it. But all, like Jim said, all the videos and all the evidence proves this is his sicko private life. Do you have any the other questions pulled up, brother?
That's what I was looking for. Give me 1 minute here to look at the others. You just answered the one that we've got multiple times. So that was the biggest one, at least to what it appears.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not coming across the other ones right now, Woody. I don't know if they're in your email.
Yeah, I'm looking at a couple of them. It's all the same thing about Denny. Like one of them's, what I'm wondering is if it is called into question, then do the individuals they have testified against and subsequently gone to prison have grounds for a retrial or possible release from prison due to the testifying or investigating cop having their credibility questioned? And no, it's not. I mean, this hasn't, although he was a cop at the time and he did all this shit, he wasn't on duty doing the shit, or he didn't use it to convict somebody else. And there's like 3 or 4 of these. Let's see.
What caused those people to go to prison and what those cases entailed have nothing to do with what he was doing in his private life on video with children. Those don't relate to what the criminal charges that got other people sent to jail for, which is why they wouldn't look at it. I'm not saying that he isn't the world's biggest douche canoe and needs to be buried underneath that prison, he and his wife, for all the things that they've done. As disgusting as it is, we totally get it. Yeah. But there's no correlation between the two.
Y'all, for him to get away with it for this long, he had to keep up his professional appearance and it is what it is. Here's another one from Tara from Springfield. She says, "Hi, I'm Tara. I live in Springfield, Louisiana. I'm curious to know if LPSO, Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office, knows when the Perkins started this whole escapade. Did one lead the other down this shithole? I'm very excited I was able to purchase tickets for the Thursday show. Thanks, guys. Keep up the amazing work." All right, Tara, thank you for your comment. I don't know, sweetie. I would be suspect that Dennis, look, he didn't put a gun to the bitch's head and make her rape babies and serve cum cakes to kids and shit like that, right? So, but do I think Dennis is probably she has to have her own level of sickness to do any of it. But do I think Denny is probably the instigator? I would guess that, but I don't have any proof. And no, we don't know. I mean, as far as when they started this whole escapade, that's in the bill of indictments. You can go back and look. We're going to post this y'all to our crew page. And the dates or I would assume the dates that they have to go by are the dates that are time stamped on electronic devices. Go ahead, Joe.
Right. We know that it goes back to 2014. That's what is in the indictments because that's what they're able to pinpoint and date based on the evidence they collected. Now, how far back does this go with Denny overall in his life? I mean, obviously he's got some deviant behavior, probably started small and worked his way up, getting more and more
advanced,
brazen, I guess, with his advancements on what it is that he's doing. We already knew from many years ago that he slept with a lot of women. He's always slinging it and always getting out there and getting with various women. That's why he had the name of Evil Dick.
He wasn't sleeping with them. I mean, he was banging them. But go ahead.
That's why he had the nickname Evil Dick. What went past that, when that started, I don't know. You never know if other victims will come forward later on after this gets out and they feel like they want to come out in the public light and mention it. Some people may not ever come forward only because they don't want the attention onto them. I mean, this is national news. Do they really want to put themselves out there as being a victim of Denny Perkins? Or do they want to be a victim of Denny and Cynthia Perkins,
right,
or whoever the other perpetrator is?
Right.
So we don't really know.
I could assure you.
My God.
I could assure you, there's a lot of people that have been identified on video, adults on video, fucking with Denny and Cynthia. Look, everybody that you see on this planet. Every person that you see got here because two people have sex drives, right? Everybody screws. I mean, it's part of human nature. So there's going to be that. I promise you, these aren't the only videos that they have. But the problem is, just like on the case, the Cajun Queen case, when you go to some of these people, they're and be like, I don't want my name brought up in this shit. Yeah, I am on the video, but I consent it. And don't mention my fucking name. Just like the cum drinks, the sports drinks. I guarantee you none of those guys are going to come forward and say, yeah, I'm going to take the stand and say I swallowed Denny's sperm. I mean, that shit isn't going to happen. So there's
the level of embarrassment.
Yeah, that's right. But I want to do this. I want to urge anybody, if you've been a victim, and I keep hearing this shit about Denny, fucking people to not take them to jail and stuff like that. Hey, that's right. If you've been a victim of Denny Perkins, if you were a kid and now you're an adult and you've been a victim of Denny Perkins, come forward. Put another nail in this fucking coffin. I'm begging you, please come forward. Cause you know what? You're a victim. If you got played, he's a master. And if you were a teenager or a late teen and he talked you into it and you had sex and you're embarrassed about it, guess what? You didn't have sex. You were raped. if you're under
master manipulator,
a master manipulator, he beat me. He fooled me, and
beat me too.
And I did it for a living. So there's no shame in if you're out there and he got over on you, if he raped you, he groomed you, and then did whatever. Please go for it. I know it'd be hard, and you think, well, he's going to get 6,000 years. How many years can he get? What would it matter? But you know what? It might matter. And if you don't come forward, get yourself some help. Cause I know there's more people, and I just know it.
It has to be.
So I promise you, for everyone we know, there's probably 20 that we don't. So, but anyway, Jim, the rest of the questions are the same thing. Basically, like this one says, when you have a situation where a law enforcement officer is arrested for crimes such as Dennis Perkins, is their credibility called into question, or any cases they have worked or have testified for? We got that one numerous times. We've already answered it, but I don't have too much else. Y'all, I'm sick to my stomach thinking about it and thinking about the possibility of the damage that they've done to the people. And that they continue to do, and the process that's coming, it's going to be a shit show. And I just wish that fucker wouldn't be around to do it to these babies. So
I'll make them relive it again.
Yeah.
They don't need to relive that again. These babies, and I know when I was sitting there reading the charges, the counts, I had tears in my eyes. I had to hit mute on my phone just to, or on the mic, just to be able to kind of dry that up and collect myself, because I can't imagine what a juvenile is going through, especially if they know that what's going on is wrong. The fear, the violation, I can't imagine, but it absolutely breaks my heart. And I just, all the victims out there that ate pastries and drinks, and I'm literally sick to my stomach and disgusted. I'm disgusted that I knew this individual. I didn't know that's what his life was like behind closed doors, because I can assure you that if I knew, it would have been handled right then and there immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I pray for the victims. I pray for your families. I pray that you're able to get the healing and the help that is needed to be able to move past this. And, it's definitely not going to be easy, but I'm hoping that you'll be able to, at the end of all this, and, just truly sorry that this happened to each and every one of you. And like what he said, if you're a victim of something previously that hasn't been reported, come forward.
Yeah.
Come forward and don't be a victim.
Yeah.
Don't, stand up for yourself.
Be a survivor, not a victim. Be a survivor. And, I don't really want to say too much more about it. Fuck it. What just hit me, and it's the last thing I'll say about it, is juvenile 1 and 2 in all the charges. That means they had to have possession of these kids. And it just makes me wonder, I don't know if, it doesn't matter. I don't want to speculate. It doesn't matter. But geez. All right. That's it. I quit. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. We love you. We appreciate you. We're going to get back to storytelling, y'all. This is, Real Life, Real Crime is not just a storytelling podcast. We're not going to be that way. And we're going to talk about, like I said, whatever we want to, but I think this is important. If one victim comes forward, because they hurt us or whatever, or somebody gets some help or whatever, then it's all worth it. Just like on Courtney's case, that wasn't entertainment for us, y'all. That was getting closure for the family. And, but yeah, we like to tell stories. We love to tell stories. The live show is going to be a really good story. But it's, I guess in my mind, Real Life, Real Crime is not just read it off the internet, scripted, narrated show, and it never will be. Jim?
It's all within the name.
Yeah, right. It's real. And this is fucking real. It's as real as it gets. And it's real life and real crime. So, but anyway, Merry Christmas. I love y'all and Happy New Year's. I remember this. You're going to get the Hitman as a present from Jim and I. I guess we'll drop it on Christmas. And so y'all listen to it. Hell of a story. Patron members, you're going to get a new patron. I think the name of it is Dookie. I'm not quite sure yet, but it's going to be a good one. It's actually going to be patron members. It's going to be a collection of short stories, that Jim and I experienced separate from each other during our law enforcement careers. And I at this time, when we talked about it for 2 seconds before the show started today, but I think the name of it's going to be Dookie. And so you'll have that, a Dookie present, patron members on Christmas morning. Everybody else will get, the Hitman released. And then, patron members, we're going to put up another one January 2nd. You'll have another full story mode. Y'all, I think we have 5 or 6 hours locked up now. Those are story. Y'all, if you like the stories, those are full stories. It's, actual cases that we worked, that we, put up for, patron members. So anyway, we love you and appreciate you, Jim.
Happy holidays to everybody. Please stay safe out there. Enjoy the time with your families, your loved ones. Your time off from work. Just enjoy your holiday season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And we'll be speaking with you soon.
Love y'all. And hey, 2020 is going to be a hell of a year for Real Life, Real Crime. We appreciate y'all. We love you. And till next time or ever, don't let us catch you down on Murder by You. Peace.
Peace.
Por tu corazón. Estoy viva cuando nos tocamos. No words could ever describe it. The heat I feel when you're close. My heart's on fire. My heart's on fire. When you lay your hands on me. With every touch, the flames get higher. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. My heart's on fire. Mon cœur brûle pour toi, pour toi. Je mourrai pour toi. Your red lips sealed on my skin. The slow burn is paralyzing. And this fever is steady rising. My heart's on fire. My heart's on fire. When you lay your hands on me. With every touch, the flames get higher. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. My heart's on fire. My heart's on fire. My heart's on fire. When you lay your hands on me. With every touch, the flames get higher. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn.
Whether it's a description, DNA, or physical evidence, a criminal will always leave behind some type of clues to their crime. On the Criminal Prints podcast, we discuss cases with an emphasis on these clues. We call them the Criminal Prints. I'm Jaron, co-host of the Criminal Prints podcast, and I hope you will check us out on Facebook, Twitter at Podcast Criminal, or listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or Spotify. And remember, keep your record clean and your prints off the scene.
Get ready, you're gonna do time. Real life, real crime.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.